Hello everyone, welcome to another episode of the Dominican Route News. Today I want to talk to you about a couple of historical events that are interconnected with the complex history of the Dominican Republic, its struggle for sovereignty, and its relationship with Haiti and foreign powers like the United States. The island of Hispaniola, which includes present-day Haiti and the Dominican Republic, was colonized by Spain in 1492. Santo Domingo became the first permanent European settlement in the Americas. Over time, the eastern part of the island, now the Dominican Republic, became less economically significant to Spain compared to its other colonies, leading to neglect and economic decline. In 1795, Spain ceded the eastern part of the Hispaniola to France under the Treaty of Basel as a result of France's dominance in Europe during the Napoleonic Wars. However, Haiti, which had already declared independence from France in 1804, sought to unify the entire island under its control. This led to tensions between the Spanish-speaking eastern region and the French-speaking western region. By early 19th century, the eastern part of the Hispaniola was influenced by the wave of independence movement sweeping across Latin America, inspired by American and French revolutions. A group of Criollo elites led by José Núñez de Cáceres sought to break away from Spanish rule and establish an independent state. They were motivated by economic struggles, dissatisfaction with Spanish neglect, and a desire for self-governance. On December 1st, 1821, Núñez de Cáceres proclaimed the independence of the eastern part of Hispaniola. The declaration was influenced by liberal ideals and sought to establish a republic modeled after other newly independent Latin American nations. This independence movement lacked popular support and faced significant challenges, including economic instability and internal divisions. Just 9 weeks after the declaration, Haitian forces under Jean-Pierre Bourdieu invaded and annexed the territory, ending a brief period of independence. Haitian occupation from 1822 to 1844. Haiti, which had already gained independence from France in 1804, occupied the Dominican Republic for 22 years. This period was marked by efforts to unify the island of Hispaniola under Haitian rule, but it was also characterized by cultural, linguistic, and political tensions between the two nations. The occupation ended in 1844 when Dominicans successfully revolted and regained their independence. Haiti had a stronger and more organized military, which allowed it to easily overpower the weak and newly independent state. The struggle for independence became a central subject in Dominican historiography and national consciousness. This occupation occurred shortly after the Dominican Republic, then known as Santo Domingo, declared independence from Spain in 1821. Jean-Pierre Bourdieu, who had already unified northern and southern Haiti, sought to extend his control over the entire island. In 1822, he invaded Santo Domingo, which had already recently declared independence from Spain but was politically unstable. Bourdieu's forces easily took control. Santo Domingo became part of Haiti. The occupation led to significant cultural and social changes. The Haitian government attempted to impose its language, French, and customs on the Dominican population, which was primarily Spanish-speaking. This cultural imposition further created tensions with the Dominican people from Haitian rulers. The Dominican Republic increasingly resisted Haitian rule due to the economic hardships, cultural differences, and political repression. This resistance created the groundwork for the Dominican independence movement, which eventually succeeded in 1844. In 1844, a group of Dominican nationalists led by Juan Pablo Duarte, Francisco del Rosario Sanchez, and Ramon Matias Mella declared the independence from Haiti. This marked the beginning of the Dominican War of Independence, which ultimately led to the establishment of the Dominican Republic as a sovereign nation. The occupation left a legacy of tension and mistrust between the Dominican Republic and Haiti, which has persisted to some extent into the modern era. The Dominican Republic declared its independence from Haiti on February 27, 1844, marking the culmination of a long struggle for sovereignty and self-determination. This event, known as the Dominican War of Independence, was a pivotal moment in the history of the Caribbean and Latin America. The island of Hispaniola, shared by Haiti and the Dominican Republic, had been under Spanish colonial rule since the late 15th century. However, Spain's eastern part of the island, present-day Dominican Republic, weakened over time. After Haiti gained independence from France in 1804, it sought to unify the entire island under its control in 1822. A group of Dominican intellectuals and patriots known as La Trinitaria was formed in 1838 by Juan Pablo Duarte, Francisco Rosario Sanchez, and Ramon Matias Mella. This secret society played a crucial role in organizing the independence movement. On the night of February 27, 1844, a group of rebels led by Francisco Rosario Sanchez and Ramon Matias Mella seized the fortress of Puerta del Conde in Santo Domingo and proclaimed the independence of the Dominican Republic. This event is celebrated annually as Independence Day. The newly independent Dominican Republic faced the challenge of building a stable government and economy. Juan Pablo Duarte, considered the father of the nation. Haiti did not recognize Dominican independence and launched several invasions in the years following 1844. These conflicts, known as Dominican-Haitian Wars, continued intermittently until the late 19th century. The early years of Dominican Republic were marked by political instability with frequent changes in leadership and power struggles. The independence movement fostered a strong sense of national identity among Dominicans. This identity continues to shape Dominican culture and politics to this day. 1916 U.S. Army occupation. The Dominican Republic experienced significant political and economic instability in the late 19th and early 20th centuries. In 1916, the United States, citing concerns over debt and political chaos, occupied the country. The U.S. occupation lasted until 1924 and had lasting effects on Dominican politics and society, including the establishment of the U.S.-trained National Guard, which later became a tool for authoritarian rule. In 1937, the Dominican dictator Rafael Leonidas Trujillo ordered the massacre of thousands of Haitians living in the Dominican Republic near the border. This event, known as the Parsley Massacre, La Masacre de Perejil, because soldiers used the pronunciation of the word parsley, perejil, to distinguish Haitians from Dominicans. This event is one of the most infamous atrocities in the history of the Dominican Republic and Haiti. Trujillo ruled the Dominican Republic from 1930 to 1961 as a brutal dictator. He was known for his authoritarian regime, which relied on repression, propaganda, and violence to maintain control. The massacre was triggered by Trujillo's desire to eliminate Haitian influence in the Dominican Republic, particularly in the border regions. In early October 1937, Trujillo ordered the military and civilians militias to systematically kill Haitians living in the Dominican Republic. The massacre lasted several days, and estimates of death toll range from 9,000 to 20,000. There's no way to know the exact number. Whoever tells you they know the number, they're lying. There's no way, because this information was controlled by the government, which the government was controlled by the people. So there's no way you and I know that information. Victims were often identified by their inability to pronounce the Spanish word for perejil with a Dominican accent. Those who failed the test were executed, often with machetes, to make it appear as though the killings were the work of local farmers rather than the government. The massacre was rooted in Trujillo's racist ideology, which sought to eliminate perceived threats to Dominican identity. Trujillo's assassination, 1961. Rafael Leonidas Trujillo ruled the Dominican Republic as a dictator from 1930 until his assassination on May 30th, 1961. His regime was marked by extreme repression, corruption, and the cultivation of a cult of personality. His assassination, orchestrated by a group of Dominicans with some supports from the U.S. government, ended his brutal rule and paved the way for political reforms and eventual democratization. The plot to assassinate Trujillo involved a group of Dominican conspirators, including high-ranking military officers and civilians who were just sick of the regime. The assassination was carefully planned and executed on the night of May 30th, 1961, as Trujillo was traveling by car on a highway outside Santo Domingo.